Why hello again. So today I'm going to be doing a really exciting video for me and hopefully for you guys as well. I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated books for winter 2017. There are a lot more than I had last year, definitely last year. During 2016, I just didn't have a lot of pre-orders, but for 2017, it seems like this is gonna change, so I'm pretty excited about it. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get on into it. The first book that I have to mention is a book that I first heard about at the beginning of 2016, maybe the end of 2015, and that is Roseblood by A.G. Howard. This book comes out on January 10th, so very soon in the new year. And the reason that I'm so excited for this book is that it's a retelling of Phantom of the Opera. Now, I do kind of feel like, because it is a YA retelling, and I'm not knocking YA. I love YA, I read YA, but for this particular story, I would have liked to have seen an adult perspective, maybe get some, sexy times up in there. I'm not gonna lie, I have no shame about that. But alas, I will still be reading this book. I will still be devouring it, and hopefully I will enjoy it as much as I am anticipating, so really excited for this one. The next book that I am super excited about is The Most Dangerous Place on Earth by Lindsay Lee Johnson. I just recently heard about this book, and it is an adult contemporary that has been coined as less than zero for the digital age. If you guys don't know, Less Than Zero is by Bret Easton Ellis, who is one of my favorite writers, and it's a very powerful, very disturbing, very destructive novel, and if this is compared to it in any way, shape, or form, I want to read it. This book also comes out on January 10th. The next book that I'm really excited about is The Crooked House by Christabel Kent. This book also comes out January 10th, and it follows a young woman who has a very tragic past. She lost her family in a very tragic accident, so she moves on from her hometown, creates a new identity for herself, and just wants to move on and leave that behind. But while she is living her new life, the past creeps up when she is invited to attend a wedding in her hometown, and she decides to return, and upon returning, she discovers that everyone in the town has something to do with her family's tragic death. It just sounds like a really good mystery thriller, and I'm in the mood for a really good mystery thriller. The next book that I want to talk about is my most anticipated book for 2017. I know it's kind of early to say that, but no. This is my most anticipated book for 2017. That book is Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Now, I've never read a book by S.J. Jones before. I've never heard of her. I've never heard of any of her other books. I think this is actually a debut novel, so that makes sense. But the reason I'm so excited for this story is that it is a retelling of Labyrinth. What? I'm sorry, what? You don't know what Labyrinth is? What? For those of you who don't know what Labyrinth is, this is a fantastic, amazing film from my childhood. It came out in the late 80s. It stars David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. It follows a young girl who is right on the brink of, becoming an adult. She doesn't want to quite leave her childhood behind, but she is growing up, and she loves fantasy. She loves make-believe, and she's obsessed with the tale of the Goblin King. So one night while she is watching her stepbrother, she wishes for the Goblin King to take him away, and the Goblin King comes to collect, aka David Bowie in all of his boulderific glory. And then the young girl has to go on a mission to save her brother, because if she doesn't, the Goblin King will turn her brother into a goblin. From what I've read, this story is almost a direct retelling. It has all of the same aspects. It has the same plot line. I think that the female characters are, slightly different. They have different names, but there are just very slight differences. I don't technically know if it's been straight up said it's a retelling of Labyrinth, but to me, this is word for word a retelling of Labyrinth, and I'm so excited. The next book that I'm going to talk about is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, which also comes out on February 7th. This is a retelling of Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman. That's all I need to know. That's all I'm pretty sure most of you guys need to know. I think it might be a collection of short stories, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't care because I need it. Again, that's another one I'm going to pre-order. That's another one I will probably read immediately. And I'm not sure if this is YA or adult, but I'm assuming it's adult, so pretty excited for this. The next book I'm going to talk about also comes out on February 7th, and it is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. This is another adult crime mystery novel, and it follows two sisters who lost another sister early on in their lives, and since that tragedy, they have gone their separate ways and they don't stay in contact. So they go their separate ways until one of the sisters' husband is murdered in a very similar way to how their sister was murdered years ago. And they both have the uneasy feeling that these murders are somehow connected. It just sounds so good. It sounds really good. It sounds like a book that has Penelope on it, like all over it, and I need to read it. So that will be happening. Yeah. The next book I'm going to talk about is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This book comes out on February 28th, and it follows the story of, you guessed it, the daughter of a pirate king. Now that is literally all I need to know to be interested in this book. It has to do with pirates. It follows a female protagonist. It just screams Pirates of the Caribbean for me. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love Elizabeth Swann. I love Osha Greyjoy. I love fictional heroines that have like swashbuckling in their lives. It's my thing. I really love it. So I'm really looking forward to this. And the final book that I'm going to talk about is The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I actually have no idea if that's how you say the author's name, but it's right there if you have any interest. This book comes out on March 9th, and it follows a family that are all witches, one of whom has the power of necromancy, which she discovers when she brings her brother back from the dead. Apparently, even though she's from a family of witches, this is a very strange, very unique, very threatening power that she has, and everyone else is very creeped out about it, so she goes on a mission to kind of discover more about her abilities. I don't know a lot about this book. I just know that the cover is beautiful. It grabbed my eye. It has to do with witches, and I love witches. I love everything to do with witches. So I'm really hoping that this is a good book. It sounds like it's the start of a series, I think. So hopefully it will be good, and hopefully it will lead to a really promising new series that I can start in the new year. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. In the comments below, I would love to know what books you guys are anticipating for the new year. What books do you have to get your hands on immediately in 2017? I want to know everything. I really truly do, because this is just the winter portion. We've got spring, we've got summer, we've got fall to go on. But until then, I'm going to be researching more books to add for more of these videos, because I'm going to be doing a series of them. So yes, definitely let me know what books you guys are excited for, because I would love to add more to my lists. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one.